So right there is a small hive beetle larva. So we'll get that sucker out of there. Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It's Saturday, August 24th, so fall's just around the corner, y'all. So you better be getting your weak hives strengthened up. So last week I was down here working on this Hive 10 and I brought some old comb with me because there's only 6 or 7 frames in there and they're not ready for them yet. At least last weekend they weren't. And so I left them in my trailer to keep them in the sunlight so the wax moths wouldn't get to them any more than they already have. And this is the frame that was on the outside getting all the sun. And look what the sun did to that. It just warped that thing and it fell out of the frame. And I just picked it up and lifted it right out of the frame. But so that's a Ceracell plastic foundation. It just warped the crap out of that. So you can imagine how hot it got in that little trailer, because it's painted black, so it was probably pretty darn hot. And it's got those little sides to keep, you know, there's probably not much air in there either, but yeah, it melted that sucker. So that's going to go. I don't know if that's worth scraping off all that old brood comb or not, because you won't get much wax out of that. I'll probably just pitch this one. But anyway, I just want to show you what the heat was doing. So this week it's been, I think, at 100 or a little over 100 every day. And if it wasn't, it was like 98, 99. So it's been really, really hot. But today I'm going to follow up on this little Hive 10 that's got the dummy brick on it. So hey, dummy, come back and check, because I didn't find the queen. It was weak, but it was doing better. She was starting to lay after I'd given her a little bit of that Hive Alive pollen patty. And I gave them, I put a new feeder on there to give them a little more feed. So let's get in there and check on that, see if I can find that queen this time, and maybe add some frames to them and get them on up to a 10 frame, and so they can start storing their winter stores. Let's check it out. Yeah, so here's how I had those frames sitting just like that, and that warped them was there on the edge. So I grabbed another one. I doubt we'll put them in there today, but we'll see. Let's get on down there. Hive number 10. One thing I noticed, the little plums are falling off this little plum tree here where I shoot my intros. So this tree in the spring is just one huge white bloom, and the bees really like that and get into that. All right, let's get in here to the dummy brick. Hive 10. So we had our Apame feeder, and I put feed in one side. I think it was that side, and it's empty. No, it was this side. There's a little residue left, and there's some little ants in here, but no big black ants. So it looks like that worked pretty good. Let's check on this pollen patty. So it's kind of weird. You can see the bees flying in here. So they can get through this on the bottom up to that pollen patty. Put a little smoke in there. So this pollen patty is one thing I was concerned about, getting the small hive beetle larvae going in there. And they're working on it pretty good. But I don't see any. Oh, there's one. Let me get a close-up of that. So right there is a small hive beetle larva. So we'll get that sucker out of there. And they can get infested with that, and once that happens, the bees abandon it, and it's just a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this. And get this feeder off. So they probably stored all of that was in there. Hopefully we'll find the queen this time. Putting a little bit of propolis on there. And that's basically empty still, which it was before. So we should see this time more capped brood from all of the larvae we saw last time, because she had begun laying up pretty good. Yeah, so here's our capped, and there's quite a few larvae around out in here, and there's some very young, and there's like eggs out here. So she's continuing to lay on this frame right here. So we know she's still in here, even though I didn't see her last time. There's a big bunch of bees down here underneath that slatted rack, and I think she had gotten down there and was hiding from me. So here's more capped, and same as that other frame, down towards the bottom there's very young larvae and almost to the egg stage. Oh, there she is, right here. So she's a Wildflower Meadows queen. With her green dot. Okay, this other side looks good, and they're putting some of that nectar around on the edges of that. So that little pollen patty's helping them to rear these young larvae, because they need nutrition until it's capped. So yeah, there's a lot there. And same, there's eggs down here. So she's laid even more, but they're still low on nectar sources, or nectar stores. That's basically empty. There's a little bit right there. So I was concerned with them being able to consume that just one side, and they did, no problem, seems to be. So that's good news there. I'm still not going to add a frame. There's not enough population in there to protect it. So I'll get them out of the sun this time. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to feed them. I'm not going to give them any more pollen patty because they ate only about half of that one. And I'm going to give them another half thing of feed. Man, I'm tempted to give them more than one side. Go ahead and get this covered up. Get my liquid. So this is thin syrup, about 1.5 to 1. The way I mix this, I take a 25-pound bag, 2 buckets. I split the 25-pound bag of sugar between the 2 buckets in half, and I put 2 gallons of water in each bucket. This has the Hive Alive feed supplement in there. I think I'm still just going to go with one side, but I'm filling it pretty full. I really like these Apame feeders. You can feed one side, either side, half. You can fill them both up, and it has that pollen patty or fondant, or you could put a piece of paper in there and put in solid sugar if you wanted to, like a mountain camp style. And we'll leave the dummy brick, but lay it down on its side. Yeah, so that's it for this little hive 10. It's doing good. It's gonna start growing pretty quick with all that brood in there that she's laid up. So it's 1 week down the road, and you got all that capped stuff in there that'll be out in 9-10 days. So yeah, it's doing good. It's late August. We've still got time. No need to panic. I could add a brood frame, but I don't want to disturb that queen or disturb the hive with the chance of them doing a supersedure. Sometimes when you introduce a frame like that with different bees, they'll supersede your queen, so I don't want to mess with that. So being that that's a nice queen from Wildflower Meadows, I want to make sure she's good and healthy, and then next year in the spring she can kick it in, and this will be a double deep with hopefully 3 honey supers on it, and they're filling it up. Yep, glass is half full right here. That's it for the video. Give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe on your way out. We'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.